April 18th WOD. We did this in class, one of the Sunday sweat WODs last week actually. This is pretty tough, can be. It took me, when I did it like an RX movement, 20 minutes to do 4 rounds. You could easily do 3, picking for yourself after you practice everything, but this can be challenging, especially depending on the weight that you have. All right, before we get started, we're gonna activate with tabletop scaps, staggered stance deadlift, practicing it, and then an arch hold. So the scaps in tabletop is just this crawl position. I'm gonna lower my chest and push the ground away. So I'm just moving those shoulder blades around, my elbows are straight. So if you can spin, you might be tight in your shoulder. If you can spin your elbow pit forward, that does help lock your shoulder in place. But I'm just doing those scap push-ups in tabletop. It gives us more movement. Staggered stance deadlift. So this will be the actual movement in the WOD. So staggered stance means that all my weight is on one leg. I like to bounce because it helps get your balance a bit quicker. My other leg is just on the ball of the foot. My knees are literally together. So if you can put your knees together and just put your foot down wherever it lands, it's only about 2 inches behind my heel. So it is on its own side. It's not, you know, right directly behind it on a bouncing beam, but it's only a few inches behind. The fault with this is that people put their foot way back, which puts weight on it, or they even have their heel all the way down, which puts weight on it. We really want this leg to do all of the work, and it's easier for it to do all the work when we're not, doing that. So like a single leg deadlift, that's what this, see I just almost fell, that's what this should be. I just have that foot there as a kickstand. So again, my knees are in line, I'm on the ball of my foot. I'm gonna take my hands behind me. If you can do this, great, but that's pretty tough. So opening my chest, I'm gonna do a staggered stance deadlift. If you have a band, you could hold on to that, but my shoulder blades are together, chest is open, so just kind of go with that feeling. Staggered stance deadlift. If you're unsure, pause at the bottom. My hips are physically almost like a foot behind my knee now. My knee is bent, so it's not straight, it's bent, but it's only bent over my ankle or maybe over my shoelaces. So I don't want it to be all the way straight. I also don't want it to be a squat where my hips aren't behind me. So staggered stance deadlift, just like a deadlift, hips go back, knee bends just that little bit, okay? Do about 30 seconds on the left, 30 seconds on the right so you can get that movement, and then arch hold, laying on your belly for a minute. Arms are out overhead, lifting everything up, all right? I think everybody is familiar with the arch. Make sure you're not holding your breath. You don't have to be that high off the floor, so just that little bit is perfect. Okay, that's your activation. The actual workout, every rep is 40 reps, so that should help with just keeping track. Again, you can do 3 to 4 rounds. The first one is a staggered stance swing. So either using a dumbbell, a pack, a kettlebell. I'm going to, again, put all my weight on that front leg. Because I'm swinging, just like a regular kettlebell swing, my knees are gonna open up and move out to the side. So my foot is pretty close to the other one, but my knees are actually open to give some space. We're gonna go thumb in the bum. That's a good way to remember it. It's okay if you swing the kettlebell a different way or your bag a different way, but usually thumb in the bum is the way that it goes. So all my weight is on this leg, as you can see it from a different angle. My hips move back. And then at the top right here, squeeze my glutes, extend my knee, and everything stays straight as I gently lift the kettlebell a little bit with my shoulders to get to that horizontal position. You don't have to lift it too much, but it causes you to hold this position really nice. You're gonna do 20 of those on the left, 20 on the right. You could break those up 10, 10, 10, 10, or 5, 5, 5, 5, depending on how heavy your kettlebell is and if you need that break. So I think that's good on that. Okay. Then you're gonna be in side plank, 40 reps here. I'm on my elbow, side plank. I'm going to reach underneath me so that my chest turns to the floor and then just straight up. Don't reach further back because you'll lose your balance. So you can look down the whole time, which helps. So there's 1, 2, 3, same thing. You could do 10, 10, 10, 10 to get to 40, but 20 on the left, 20 on the right. Again, I'm reaching under to try to turn my chest physically towards the floor and then return to that side chest facing position. Then I have 40 deadlifts. So with that big number 40, you should be able to do all 40 without stopping. As you get tired, second, third, fourth round, you might break those up into sets of like 20 or even sets of 15 or something like that. But you could, if you were fresh, do all 40. That's the weight that you should be using. It's that moderate weight, definitely not super heavy if you have barbells at home. I did this with 2 35s, so like 2 RX kettlebells, and I was able to do 40 unbroken every single time with this squat. So again, a little bit lighter. If you have one weight, maybe you're just using one. The weight can either be in between the feet. If you have 2, you can put it right beside the feet. What that'll do is it'll cause you to do a little more like that hybrid. You don't have to move your knees out of the way, so it'll be more of a hybrid squat. If you only have one weight, you could also do deadlifts like this. So I'm doing 20 with this hand, and then I'll switch and maybe do 20 with the other hand, really trying to keep myself symmetrical. But a deadlift with whatever equipment that you have, okay? Then I have 40 crawling steps. So in a tabletop position with my knees hovering, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you have to turn around, all of those steps count. You're taking little tiny steps since you're not trying to cover distance. You're trying to get 40 steps in. I don't know if you can hear my son yelling, but you don't have to take big steps. So a little 1, 2, 3, everyone counts. So you got 3 to 4 rounds of that. You can decide after you get to that third round if you want to do a fourth. You don't have to decide in the beginning, but that is your WOD for April 18th. I'll see you guys on Sugar WOD.